Okay, hello everyone. Today I want to talk a little bit about deck building in Cardfight Vanguard. So I've been testing Krysrain for quite a while since she got the new support, the Great One, that enables restand on Krysrain outside of a divine skill turn. So I want to share a little bit about my journey on how I finally managed to reach this build. And I think this build is quite different with what people usually play, but I've been playtesting it and it's quite solid, so I want to share it. So on how I approach deck building, before I went into anything, I usually ask myself what is the optimal setup for this deck, or what do you want to do every turn, because in Vanguard replayability is everything. You want your board to be the same every turn so that you gain the maximal power that you can have in the deck. And for Krysrain, I definitely want one restander every turn, and if I don't have this, then I'm going to use divine skill. And the next question is, what is it that's going to restand, right? That's the biggest question. So for that, I've decided that the best card to restand is probably Pink Frances, because every time she attacks, she bounce 1 and keeping your hand maintained. And also her plus 5k on attack is not until the end of battle, but until the end of the turn. So you swing, you gain 5k, then Vanguard swings, and you blast 3, draw 1, this goes to Soul Stand, and when she attacks again, she will get another 5k. So yeah, the 5k sticks. And of course we're going to use Krysrain skill either way, and so this is going to be a huge number, 15k on attack plus 5k, and when she restands, she gains another 5k, so that's already 35 unboosted. Now the next question is, what should we put on the other rearguard column, because Krysrain honestly doesn't really do anything other than gaining crits, draw, and energy, and these columns already restands. Then what should we put on the other column? And my conclusion is that we need high power, and there are a few units that can get high power. First is Anes. Anes gains 10k when she attacks, and there are 4 more different units, but 4 more different units is quite easy in Krysrain. So when she attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, she gains 10k. That's already 20k, but 20 plus 8 is still 28, and I want it to be higher, so I'm going with the set order route, and that means that with the set order, grade 2 can boost, and if this is chosen by the order, she will gain 5k, so this makes a 15-25, and from Ana's skills is already 35 column. 35 is huge in this meta, especially with so many supports for decks with their dedicated 15k, 10k shield, and it becomes easier to guard a 28, and that's why I want to make everything is more than 33. Now, since I've already know what my ideal board looks like, now it's time to go to the deck building side. So obviously everything that exists here I want 4 of, right? So that means we're going to bring 3 Persona, we're going to bring 4 Anes, we're going to bring 4 Frances, we're going to bring 4 of the set order booster. Now why are we bringing 4? This is because I want the field to be like this. But Krysrain is already if she chooses front sets, Krysrain also gains 10k and 1 crit, so that's 23 to crits. If you boost with 8k, that is only 31, but if you boost with this is a 15k booster, so that becomes 38. It just gives more pressure. But of course, it doesn't usually end like that. Usually, I don't have enough names either way, so I just call triggers or PG either way. Why? Because you're going to swing like this. This swings, effect bounce, Vanguard swing. This goes to soul, draw 1, stand, swings, and this will bounce the PG anyway. This also means that you can use Honest to search for a PG and bounce it with front set later, and it won't affect the power line that much. But yeah, I want it to maximize the power, so I'm bringing 4 of the grade 2, which brings us to the set order. Now this is quite hard. How many set orders do you need for this to work? Because I usually want to 15k booster, and even if I don't have 15k booster, it's okay with just another grade 2 and it becomes a 10k booster. So I'm bringing 3 simply because I want to see 2 of them. So my personal opinion is that if you want to see that card, then you need to bring it +1. If I want to use 2, then I'm bringing 3. If I want to use 1, then I just bring 2. Because this is searchable, but if it goes to damage, then you won't be able to play 2 of them. So I'm bringing 3. Now what should we do with the rest of the decks? Because this is already everything that we want, right? This is already the board, the end board, the final thing that you want to make. Let me move the energy generator a little bit here. Okay, what's next? Then we go to Perfect Guard, of course. I'm bringing 4 PG. Should have brought different names, but haven't been. I don't have the time yet to search for the other PGs. I already have them. I can change it to Ellie and the Elf one, but yeah, should have a different name of them. Just easier to play Krysrain that way. And what's next? This is already like the core of the deck. Then we go to triggers. So with Krysrain, I'm playing 8 crits, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, where are my crits? Okay, bring 8 crits, 4 heal, bringing 3 fronts and 1 OT. So the hardest question for any deck is these slots, right? Which one? Crit? No. Front or draw, and what OT to use? So this is also my personal opinion, but right now, if your deck cannot bring a 20k shield or cannot bring a front effect, then I don't think that deck's going to make it in the meta right now, because everything hits so huge, and Standard has this problem with guarding, so more shields better, but everything just asks more, and 20k is just better. So I'm bringing 3 fronts. Also the decks kinda already have lots of 5k shields, so growing into a 5k shield doesn't feel good. And then the OT. So there are many options with the OT. Right now the best option is probably either Eidos Pharaoh or the purple OT. I don't remember the name. The one that heals and call. And personally, I actually played the purple one before this build. Because Krysrain battling its counter charts, and there are no counter-charging cards in Radical right now. That's good to use. So checking the OT just gives you another turn. But this is also a huge question. Like, why are you bringing OT? What do you consider? Do you consider checking them early, or do you want them to be little whenever it's checked? Because that's different. If I want my OT to work anytime it's checked, then the best OT is probably the Radical original OT, right? Every Rearguard gets 10k. If I check it on turn 1, if I check it on turn 3, if I check it on turn 6, it works. It just gains 10k on everything. But if I want my OT to close the game, then things like Idosphoro just outperform that, right? Because like Idosphoro is like, if I check OT, it gets crit. Let's say I swing with Krysrain with 2 crits, the opponent guards with 2 pass, then you check Idosphoro, then it's 3 damage to the face. So it's important to know what you want from your triggers, from your OT. For example, another example is the yellow OT, I think. What is the name? I don't remember. The yellow OT is quite interesting because it gives you draws if the opponent doesn't have rear guards, and it gives you retire if the opponent has rear guards, right? That's like, it doesn't give you little, but it gives you tempo, I think. So if your opponent's field is filled with units because they do aggro, then checking the OT will just shut down their tempo. If your opponent doesn't bring aggro decks, then you just draw a bunch of cards, and that gives you another tempo. So it's really important to know what you want with your OT. And for this time, I've decided that adding another little is better. Of course, using the purple OT gives you 1 counter charge and call, and that means another multi-attack, and that means that you're not really that relying with this great one. You can hopefully check the OT and gain another multi-attacks. But 1,000,001 crits on Krysrain, and the option that you can use Divine Skill is huge, so we're playing with Idosphoro. Now that's like already 80% of the deck. We know what trigger we use, we have PGs, and like I said, Vanguard is all about replayability, so I want to make this board with all different names, and this is quite hard. Like on Leonar, you only need, I want 2 Rosarium and 1 Clustering Part, then everything should just search for them, right? But it's not the case with this deck because everything needs to be different than with Krysrain. So we're bringing 4 of them. Then we're down to the last 8 cards. And of course the right line. So the decision on what you bring on these and what the right line is also quite important. Now this is probably only a special case for Krysrain because Krysrain can right now use quite a lot of right lines. So you can use the Astasized right line. That is, the great one says that if you discard, no, it's not if discard. On right, you can call a great one or less from drop to the field on rest position. Of course, it's good if you're bringing this and Yuika because you can just discard it for right line and it just pop off. And another option is bringing the Ballista right line, get the order, use it, draw, just draw a bunch. The third option is of course the Krysrain right line itself that says flip the top card of your deck. If it's really normal unit, call it, otherwise add it to hand. But it's too inconsistent because you don't know what you're going to flip, and I don't really like that because I want to see my piece, and that's why I'm bringing the new Mermaid right line. This is a general purpose right line for Mermaid Vanguard, and Krysrain is a Mermaid. What does they do? So the great one says that if wrote by the grade 2, then soul blast 1, check top 7 at 1 grade 2 or greater unit. And the grade 2 says if it's right by mermaid, and check top 5 at 1 grade 2 or more. Now, this synergizes quite well with this deck because we're already bringing so much grade 2 or greater. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 plus 6. That's already 18 grade 2. Where the only grade 1s we're bringing is the Restander and PG, then everything else is grade 2 and OT. So the chance of weaving the grade 2 is really almost non-existent, but it happens. You can check top 5 and everything is triggered. I've already experienced that. It happens. But the ability to search for the grade 2s that you lack is huge in this deck because it is a really specific board. You want one of Franset Ping, you want one of Ferina. And I want Ferina early because if I can bounce Ferina early with Franset, then I can get 2 of the others just from one Ferina. That's why we're bringing the grade 2 searchers right now. And then the last 8 cards that you need just becomes apparent in the sense that, oh, so I'm searching grade 2s, so we're bringing grade 2s. Now, of course, the first thing that pops off into the mind is the energy cycler. I don't actually use energy cycler at first because I thought that, so one set before this, Krysrain build is simple. Since on the first turn you gain 6 energy, and using Krysrain skill, you gain 3 energy, and nothing else use energy in Krysrain on one set before Rochelle came out. So what you do with Krysrain on the last set is turn 1 you energy blast 7, draw 1. Then next turn you gain 3 energy, use Krysrain skill, gain 3 energy, you energy blast 7, draw 1. Next turn you gain 3 energy, use Krysrain skill, energy charge 3, you energy blast 7, draw 1. So you gain 3 energy blast 7, draw 1. Every turn you gain 1 draw. And that was the build before she came out. Now she energy blast 3, so you cannot do this anymore. But because of the previous build, I actually have doubt about Precia because do I really have enough energy to discard her energy blast 3, draw 1 every turn? That's a big question. And of course that there's also an option of using Anis for the energy blast 3. But after I playtested, it's become apparent that the energy is quite sufficient. So you start with 6 on turn 3. Krysrain will gain 3. Then Restanding give you energy blast 3 and back to 6. Even if you use Honest, you're still on 3. And next turn you gain 3. Use Krysrain plus 3. Then you restand minus 3. So it becomes apparent that there are a lot of spare energies to use, and that's why we're bringing Precia into the game. Now, the only cards left are 4 cards, and there are many options for this. There's also an option of bringing Regalis Piece, but from my experience in playing Krysrain, the Regalis Piece rarely came in the right time, and usually the Regalis Piece just kinda stuck in my hand. Either it's a Persona 1 or Kanata. What is Kanata in English? Leather, yeah. Then leather give you draw 1. But this time, with Restanding front set, you can actually almost clean your board. Gives you 2 grade 2s on front. Just intercept with them. But yeah, if you have a free slot, then bringing leather is not that bad of an idea. But for now, so I don't know what to bring on the last 4 slots. Honestly, I didn't know what I need to bring. I've tried the new rare that says it gains 15? 10? It gets 10k on attack. So if you attack, it gets 10k, 20k. With Krysrain is 35, then it restands and it can gain another 10k since it says that it lasts until the end of turn. But after playtesting it, it became apparent that Francis is the only attacker that you need. If you don't have Francis, you just use Honest for the restander. And I cut those out, and what I've noticed when playtesting with this deck. So the last 4 is the result from playtesting, is that early counterblast is quite open. Like Krysrain problem is she counterblasts 1 every turn, right? That means you only have 5 turns, 5 or turns. And if you use Honest, that means 4 turns. Or if you use her twice, that's 3 turns. 3 turns, but if you got rush, let's say your opponents rush you hard, then you go to 4 damage. You go to 4 damage on turn 3. Then you use Honest. Then you use Krysrain. And that's still 2 counterblasts left. And it can kinda what's the word in English? It's kinda like, why should I leave it open if I can use it right now? Because the deck needs the momentum. It needs hands, and I can probably heal it later anyway. But of course, it's a decision that needs to be made, right? If, let's say, I have 4 open counterblasts on turn 3, then I know that if I use 3 counterblasts, then even if I got damage next turn, I can still move, right? But if I have 3 damage, then use 1 for Honest and 1 for Krysrain. Of course, I won't use this counterblast for something, because there's a probability that next turn I'm not going to be able to do anything. So what I've discovered is that on grade 1, if you know guard, you gain 1 damage. Then on grade 2, if you use this counterblast to draw, it really makes the deck kinda work better generally. So it's either Melty or the new grade 2 forever. And I've tried Melty. I love Melty, and it just works with Melty. I'll show it in the playtest later, but Melty is nice. But the reason why I'm changing Melty into this level is that she says that if it's attacking a grade 3 or more Vanguard and your soul has the same name with your Vanguard, she gains 5k. Now this 5k is huge. Why? Because it's an auto-attack skill, so if you use the divine skill of Krysrain and it attacks, it gains another 5k. And another thing is that if you use the divine skill on Persona turn, and you use Honest to call something and you manage to call Faleful, this is a Persona turn, so she's only 20k, right? 20k will not be able to hit the opponent's Vanguard, and everything else in this deck won't be able to hit the opponent's Vanguard. But Faleful on attack gains 5k, so it makes it a 25. Although of course, it doesn't always came out, but when it is, it gives you another attack. Because I think the best call is probably just hold another grade 1 and just swings more with 8k. And that's the deck. So to recap it a little bit, we're bringing... Let's go with the grade 3, right? Let's move it into order. So sorry for the messy table. My camera is either too wide or too small. It's really weird. So with the right lines, we're bringing the mermaid right lines. For the grade 3, we're bringing 3 of Krysrain for Persona right, and that's it. You can also fetch Persona with the grade 2 right line, so it's also quite nice, even with the grade 1. And then we're bringing 4 of the energy cycle, and for Honest, for Francis, 4 of the set order Searcher, and 3 of the set order. And we're bringing cards to give you a draw. And 4 pre-standard on the grade 1, 4 PG, and triggers. Now people will say, with Krysrain you need to bring not 4 off but 3 because you need different names. But from what I've tested, I've rarely met a condition where you can't get into the name problem, especially because the right line, right? Because the right line just search for names that you don't have in your hand, so it gives you more consistency. Remember, in Vanguard, everything is about consistency, repeatability. You want your board to end up in the same state every turn, because that's the strongest deck. If you can make the same play, if you can make your best play every turn, then that means that your deck is good, isn't it? And now for what it do. So I'm gonna show you a little bit shadow play, like what are you expecting from this deck. Hopefully this shuffles randomize it quite a bit, but probably should stable shuffle, but I don't really want to edit my video and cut it. This is such a low effort video, I'm sorry guys. So let's say we're going first, and going first is actually a really fair assumption in Japanese format right now, especially since there's a lot of strike decks right now. So my hand is like 1 standard, 1 PG, 1 grade 2, and 2 triggers. So triggers definitely go back to bottom right. This you cannot search, so if you get this, you hold into it, hold it tight. Now the grade 2 is just nice, and the PG I think should go to the bottom because we don't have the energy cycler yet, and it's quite hard to decide what to discard in this deck. And Speaker Devil, we actually managed to get the energy cycler, but the energy cycler doesn't work on turn 1, right? Going first. So let's say we're going first, draw 1. Now in this position, I'll probably just discard the crit to write the one. You gain a crash, you gain energy, then you pass turn. And if your opponents, let's just say they're just the usual attack once, then raise your turn. So you know guard, gain 1 damage, heal trigger, power to Vanguard, stand draw. For 3, we can discard the cycler, right, energy base 3, draw 1. And use the right line skill, so base 1, checking top 7. So we have 2 targets, it's either a persona, right, or the grade 2 booster. So this is an important grade 2 game for Krysrain deck. You take this Felina if you have a front set on your hand. And what you can do is pull this here, so base 1. And you're going to put the order into the order zone directly from your deck. That's already thinning 1 card. And you call this here, and you call her here. It says you can soul charge 1, and if you counterblast 1, you can draw 1. The deck don't need soul, so you just counterblast 1 to draw 1. Really nice. When you're going to attack phase, it's skill choose this, gain 5k. And this is the grade 2 game for this deck. It swings 10k. Of course you can call this and swings 18, but let's say your opponent is like a control deck, then probably not the best idea. Keep it on your hand as much as possible, just to make sure that it works on turn 3. And the best part of this is this works when your opponent is on grade 2. So yeah. This swings 10, this swings 10, trash check, nothing. And this swings, and front set gains 5k from round skill. So this is already a 30 line. 30k line on grade 2. How good is that? 30k, then now this is also quite important. So if you don't have another Felina, you bounce Ferina from front set. So next turn you can call, so bus 1, gain another set order. But we don't have one on hand. So it's also possible to bounce her and just call her again to draw 1 next turn. But we also have her on hand. So yeah, we'll just bounce Ferina. Because just give you more shield like intercept, and 5k, right? Now, of course, there will be opponents that decide to just attack the rear guards and pass turn. There are opponents like that, but let's say our opponent is just like swings to Vanguard, no guard, straight power to Vanguard, and start your turn. There's a possibility of damage denying is involved here, so do be wary about that. So we need everything else. We're going to make 2 boosters and 1 on the back row. So the only thing that we don't need is this card. Right into Krysrain. And the right line skill check up 5. Adding 1 grade 2 or more. So there are many options here. We can bring another persona, but we already have a persona in hand. So I'm just going to add the energy cycler just to gain another card later. And we go to main phase, so we want it to resistance, put it behind the one that they want to resistance. Pull this here to make another big column and put the set order into the order zone. Now of course this is a blunder because like if you soul charge last turn, you can actually put another order, but you don't actually need another order usually on this deck, so yeah. Yes, Krysrain skill, order plus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different name, draw 1, charge 3, power plus 15 to front set, Vanguard crit plus 1, front set skill, chosen by Vanguard, Vanguard gains 10k. Now our hand is like 2 PG, 1 persona, 1 regicycler, 1 trigger, and I drew into Ferina. And 6 card in hands, turn 3 go first. Doesn't seem that good, right? But we can do something like this. So set order scales gain 5k. Remember the opponent's in grade 2 right now. We're singing with 25. Plus already a 20k guard. Then we're going to swing with this. Then front set skill gains 5k. And that's an 18, 20, 38 column. Opponent's on grade 2. 28 column. 25 and 38. And front set skill will take the back row back. Krysrain swings to Vanguard. You energy blast 3. This goes to soul. Draw 1. And distance. Twin drive. Front. Nothing. Then so front set gets us front. And this swings, and now we still have 4 different names, so front set still gains 5k. That's 45. Opponents on grade 2. Everything is 20k guard or more. And that's really strong in my opinion. And as a skill, end of battle, bounce. And you pass turn. And suddenly you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hands. 11 hands, turn 3. That's quite good. So let's just say we just take everything. Heal trigger, no, that changed a lot. If I got a heal trigger, I'll probably guard here, guard intercept. People will usually punch front set, and let's say we guard with another of this. Airbase 3, draw 1. Stand draw. Draw 3. Persona, right. Now, the decision on when to use the divine skill varies, but usually if you have this in your hand, you don't really need to use divine skill. So since I know that I still have this set order on my deck, it's probably better to just put it into the order zone in order to thin out your deck. The soul doesn't really used by anything else, so just use it for the order. going to restand with front set again. Now we don't have anything else to call, so let's just call this. No, sorry. We need to call something with different name, so just call a PG behind and use Vanguard skill on this one. 5 different names, draw 1, charge 3, 15 to front set, 10 to Vanguard, crit +1. So busy. Then, since we don't have anything else, you can call Krysrain, you can call Verina. Really depends on what is the risk that you want to take. And then, order skill, choose this 5k, choose this, doesn't matter. And 5k only works on the back row, I think. Is it? Yeah, the order only choose back rows. So you swing with this on persona turn, that means 10, 20, 30, 35. You swing with this gets 5k. That is 48. You bounce this. Then Vanguard swings. You energy blast 3 to restand and draw 1. Fin drive. Nothing. Crit. Now this is also a possibility. Let's say that your opponent is on 3 damage and you want to push. If you give crit here, that's only 2 damage, so they will just no-guard. You can also just put the crit in Vanguard and use Divine Skill and call another units. That will be 3 crits, 13, 23, 33, 43k 3 crits, but really depends on the situation. So let's say I decided not to do that, and this gets 10k and crit from the trigger, 10k from the persona, and this swings gets another 5k. 55 to crits. And he bounce the BG. So your back row will be clean with this setup because front set will bounce 2 of them, the great one goes to salt and draw 1 either way. Really a clean play. So let's just say you guard with all of your heart and you've just barely managed to survive, let's say. And you start your turn and then draw your persona, right? Draw 1 main phase. So we're going to, we don't have the restander right now. So first of all, make a different name column. Of course, there's also option of using honest first. So order +1, order +3, check the 5. Call something. So let's say I want to add 20k shield. Just call this here. And you call another. Use Vanguard skill. Order +1. Charge 3. Draw 1. Just the usual move and call this here. This is going to be a huge column. So you swing with this. That will gain 10k. 10k from persona. 20, 30, 45. This also swings. Gain 5k. Then 10k from persona. 2, 3, 4, 5, 55. Swing with Krysrain. Fin drive. Of course, this will bounce this first. No trigger. No trigger. Then you just use Divine Skill. Because if you don't restand, you're going to lose a lot of momentum. So you use Divine Skill here. And you call Honest. Honest skill. Or +1. +3. Check the 5. And yeah, this is the situation that I talked about. So call level. Since we're on persona turn, we already have same name on the soul. Level we gain 5k on attack. So this is on persona. So this gains 10k. This is 33, I think. Yeah, 33 to crits. And this is 25. And that's how the deck works. Kinda fits all together. I really like how it ends up. Gives you high power, gives you aggro on turn 2, and hand, as you can see, is quite big. The problem is that all of the grade 2s are 5k shields. I don't think there's any good grade 2 with plus 10k shield right now, but if we get one, then it will be a huge addition to Krysrain. And I think that's it for this rant of mine, little bit of rant. So what I want to say is that for Vanguard, the most important thing on deck building, in my opinion, is to decide what is the board state that you want every turn, because it's all about replayability. Vanguard is all about doing the same move every turn. Of course, people will say that's not the case really. It's boring if it's the same board every turn. What are you saying? If it's the same board every turn and it's the best board states, then that deck is broken. So choose your, it's not just that, it's design your end board. Go from there. You want the board to be like this, you bring everything on the board on 4, you bring everything that can search for the board 4. Of course, you also need to calculate how many counter blasts and how many energy you need to use before you decided to bring cards, but that's the gist of it. Choose your end boards, search for the cards that can search for your end board, and just go from there. And don't forget to play test, of course. I've tried to think it against the new Nitros. I don't know if it's my piloting skill of Nitros or is it just that good for Krysrain, because right now this Krysrain can go through Nitro's hands and unlimited PG, especially with the 2 crits pressure from early games. Of course, there are games that the Nitros player, no, it's all me, I just played it on my own. Or there are games that the Nitros managed to guard everything and we just goes to which one deck out first. But it is what it is. Tried against Impolio, not that bad. Tried against Odium, still can guard. I think overall Krysrain just becomes a better deck in the set, so do try to check it out. Of course, it's expensive because of front set, but front set is originally a Krysrain card, so it's okay to splurge a bit for Krysrain. And of course, Krysrain is beautiful. Just look at that, guys. She's so beautiful. Make the deck for her. Or if you like Mikoto, make the deck for Mikoto. Thank you so much for watching. It's just a little bit of fun. I've been trying to make deck building videos for quite a while, but haven't really managed to finalize the concept, so yeah. The final thing that I decided to do is just make a run like this. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye bye.